The Galactic Council chambers fell silent as Elder Kryn of the Marvellian species raised a three-fingered hand. His translucent skin rippled with colors of distress. "The situation on Outpost 11 is critical," he announced, his voice echoing through the vast chamber. "The Void Swarm approaches and evacuation is impossible. We must send aid." Representative Dox, a hulking figure with crystalline exoskeleton, scoffed loudly. "The humans have a colony nearby. Let them handle it." Murmurs of disagreement swept through the chamber. Elder Tulla, oldest of the Florian delegation, shook her leaf-like appendages in agitation. "Humans? You suggest we'd entrust the lives of 10,000 souls to humans?" She practically spat the word. "They are barely spacefaring, Elder Dox. They have been part of our council for mere decades, while the rest of us have cooperated for millennia." "They are unpredictable," added Representative Marlowe, his blue scales glinting under the chamber lights. "Primitive. Emotional." Captain Jack of the Human Expeditionary Force stood silently at the edge of the chamber, listening. He had grown accustomed to the dismissal, the sidelong glances, the whispered doubts. After all, humanity had only discovered faster-than-light travel 50 years ago, while some species present had been traversing the stars when humans were still discovering fire. "The Marvellian fleet is too far," Dox insisted. "The humans could reach Outpost 11 in 2 standard days." Elder Kryn's skin pulsed with dark blues of despair. "Even if we approved such a measure, the humans would surely decline. Outpost 11 holds no strategic value to Earth." Jack stepped forward, his boots echoing on the polished floor. "We'll go." All eyes turned to him. So appendages that weren't eyes turned to him as well. "Captain Jack," Elder Tulla said, her tone condescending, "you misunderstand. The Void Swarm isn't some minor threat. They consume everything in their path. They are a hive mind of microscopic machines that strip planets bare. Your primitive weapons." "We'll go," Jack repeated, more firmly this time. "Prepare the coordinates." 2 days later, 3 human vessels approached Outpost 11, a massive space station orbiting a mineral-rich moon. Through the viewport of the lead ship, Horizon *, Jack could already see the approaching cloud of the Void Swarm, a shimmering dark mass that glittered with malevolent purpose. "They're jamming communications," reported First Officer Anna, her fingers flying over the controls. "Station population is approximately 9,800, mostly Marvellians, some Florians, a few dozen others. And the Void Swarm? Approaching from the far side of the moon. ETA 20 minutes. Jack nodded. "Prepare the PS devices." Anna looked up sharply. "Sir, those are experimental. We've only tested them in simulations." "Sometimes humanity's greatest strength is our willingness to try untested solutions," Jack replied with a tight smile. "Deploy the boarding teams. I want evacuation started immediately." On Outpost 11, Director Lim of the Marvellian Science Division watched in disbelief as human ships docked at 3 different ports. "Humans," he whispered. "The Council sent humans *?" His assistant, Boro, trembled visibly. "They say humans won't save us, that they can't." The station shuddered as the first tendrils of the Void Swarm made contact with the outer defensive shields. The docking bay doors burst open and humans in combat gear rushed through. Their leader, a woman with determined eyes, approached Director Lim. "I'm Commander Beth. We're here to evacuate. Everyone moves in an orderly fashion. Essential belongings only. Move." Lim's translucent skin flushed red with indignation. "This station is home to invaluable research. Generations of knowledge we cannot simply abandon." Beth cut him off. "You have 10 minutes to gather what data you can. The rest stays. But the Void Swarm will consume everything." "No," Beth said with a confidence that startled Lim. "It won't." Aboard the Horizon *, Jack watched as the evacuation proceeded with remarkable efficiency. Humans were good at this. They'd been practicing emergency protocols since the first lifeboat was lowered from a sinking ship centuries ago. "Swarm has breached the outer shields," Anna reported. 15 minutes until total station breach. Evacuation status. 70% complete. Jack nodded. Deploy the PS satellites. 4 small objects ejected from the Horizon asterisk, positioning themselves around the station in a tetrahedral formation. Satellites in position, Anna confirmed. But sir, if this doesn't work. It will, Jack said, though they both knew the pulse electromagnetic scrambling technology had never been field-tested against something like the Void Swarm. On the main screen, they could see the final evacuation ships departing from the station. The Void Swarm had already consumed nearly a quarter of the structure, turning gleaming metal into nothing but atoms. All civilians clear, Anna reported. Activating PS in 3, 2, 1. The satellites pulsed with blinding light. A wave of electromagnetic energy washed over the station and the encroaching swarm. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, like a candle being snuffed out, the Void Swarm stilled. The microscopic machines, dependent on complex electromagnetic signals to maintain their hive mind, went dormant. It worked, Anna whispered, disbelief evident in her voice. Of course it worked, Jack replied with a smile. Humans are good at pest control. 2 weeks later, Captain Jack stood again before the Galactic Council. The mood was different this time. No dismissive glances, no whispered doubts. Elder Kryn stepped forward, his skin rippling with colors of gratitude and respect. The Council extends its deepest appreciation to humanity, he announced formally. Not only did you save nearly 10,000 lives, but your pulse electromagnetic scrambling technology has provided us with the first effective weapon against the Void Swarm. Elder Tulla, who had been so dismissive before, inclined her leafy head. We were wrong about humans. You have proven yourselves worthy allies. Jack smiled slightly. Humans have a saying, actions speak louder than words. We don't need to be the oldest or most advanced species to contribute. Representative Marlowe leaned forward. But why? Why risk your ships and crew for an outpost with no strategic value to Earth? Jack's answer was simple. Because they needed help. That's reason enough for humans. As he left the chamber, Jack overheard a conversation between 2 junior representatives. They said humans wouldn't save us, one whispered. They were wrong, the other replied. Throughout the galaxy, the story spread. When faced with impossible odds and certain doom, called the humans. They might just surprise you.